in there for, like Excel classes or anything like that. I think that we should do that, even if it's not in this budget.
For which classes?
Like Excel or Word, professional development, so that the staff can keep up and be, literate with the software that they use and keep up to date. So continuing education. I don't know that we specifically have anything.
We don't specifically identify it. We have, even this year, although it's not specifically identified, we've sent employees to training in the county finance department, for instance. There's not enough. We'll, I think, commend and I agree to train. We need training always, and we'll just seek an adjustment as we go along.
Yeah, if we need to adjust it, I think that should be a very specific goal to all of the staff members, not only just in accounting, but service and everywhere. I think the police get training, the fire people get training. I think everybody should have some training to keep their skills up to date and improve their skills. So I'm prepared to vote yes for this, but I want to make sure that we do put a priority on that.
I like that, Tony, because I think it shows the commitment to program our staff. Even though it's being done, I think having it in the budget, it shows that. So thanks for
I think it
highlighting
shows
that.
a commitment, to improving our staff and improving those individuals so that they have better skills.
That's great.
Okay. We have a motion.
One other question. Peter, we don't have the equivalent of this for 2026. I understand it's in this document, correct?
Yes.
So this is just convenient to see what the number is at some point. So we would look at the department revenue, department expense that's in here, or the fund revenue or fund expense that's in here would be the equivalent of this exhibit A. Do I have that right?
That is just appropriations, that doesn't show revenue. So the book has both the revenue and the expenditures. We could probably when we do it.
Right, okay, all right. So either by department or by fund expenditures in this. Because part of it is the general fund obviously is broken down to these departments. So my point is we're not doing anything different in terms of appropriation. If I saw the equivalent numbers from this in the book, it'd be the same thing. Right?
We just refer to columns.
Yeah, the appropriation columns.
Right.
Okay.
Only these are 25, of course.
Only for 2025 or 2026.
So I think I moved it.
I don't know.
Oh, you can? No, you did.
We will treat that as you're having moved it.
Second.
Is there a second? Okay. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Knoll?
Yes.
Ms. Atrop?
Yes.
Ms. Godin? Yes. Mr. Lemay?
Yes.
Mr. Gentili? Dr. Wong? Yes.
Right, next we come to ordinance 2025-25, which is the on second reading. This is the reappointment of Mr. Shi and Chagrin Valley Engineering. Mr. Gentili requested that this not be passed by suspension. He had some comments he wanted to make.
Yeah, I wanted to. I don't know if we have enough time, but I went through and I did some math on the contract, and I wondered whether those rates were negotiated or whether those were just the ones proposed by Mr. Sheehy and accepted, because some of them have gone up as much as 12% over a 2-year period, 12.5%, and some of them are only 7%. So I'm just a little concerned about the amount of increase over a 2-year period. He said that they were about 4%, and not exactly true. I think it'd be a good estimate, but over a 2-year period they went over 12. So the question was, were these negotiated or were these just the ones that he proposed?
They were discussed with Mr. Shi. I don't know if negotiated. Mr. Shi does provide explanations as to the cost of his operation of his business, expenses. I know his healthcare costs have gone up 20%. So many of the things that are reflected in here so far as increases are his own staff increases, costs, operation increases, such as that very significant healthcare cost increase that has suffered, so that's what it is. If you have any particular question, I would encourage you to call Don and ask him.
Well,
And I think that's a more effective way of dealing with it. I'd encourage you to
yeah,
give
but
him that call.
I'd like him to, present it to the whole council before we pass this.
I don't expect him, though, to go into the details of the cost of the operation of his business. I don't think that would be appropriate for us
Well,
to
no, but
even ask him.
he could say.
And he's
like
generally
you said, the
explained
health-
things. but-
Healthcare went up 20%, his overhead is up. Those kinds of general things aren't gonna
Yeah,
disclose
yeah,
anything about his
yeah, but
business that's,
I-
somebody else is gonna use. So I think that those would be good things for council.
All right, but I would encourage that if you have particular questions, that you just give Don a
I
call.
don't have any specific ones, I just wondered why things went up as much as 12% over a 2-year period.
Okay. So we'll pass that on for now. Next, we have 2025-26, which is our cybersecurity program. Are there any other questions regarding this, or Mr. Rankator, anything you'd add to this?
Can we suspend the rules for this one?
I would. I think we should.
He was gonna rework that exhibit, which has a lot of stuff that just doesn't apply to us.
Yeah, we don't have that
All these-
exhibit back yet.
Yeah, all these dates and things that just,
Lieutenant Colbert was gonna do it.
he was gonna do that.
Yeah.
I would not, because this has all these things that show being done in September and October, which we've done long ago, I'd rather not pass something that has those in it.
Do I have that in front of me? Yeah,
Oh, I didn't print it because it was confidential.
yeah.
He was gonna update it and then,
Right, and what, there's a breakout actually that we can make there.
and there's even some things that the information technology director shall be designated as chief information security officer. Well, we don't have an technology director because we're Pepper Pike. So there's just some anomalies in this that he needs to update.
Wasn't there, we had a conversation, I remember last time, a way that we could adopt this and carve out I don't have it in front of me, so it's hard for me to make the reference. Wasn't there something that if we tore a couple pages off, we could adopt it as it is, and then we could tune it up next year, so that we could satisfy any other issue that, yes, we had this policy in place?
Well, page 3 is all these things we've already done, so I wouldn't want to adopt something that implies we haven't done these things.
Did
Right.
we remove those,
So-
that page?
For me,
We remove
And then-
it from the-
and then there's just some other little things that, they're minor things that we could clean up later, I guess, that don't quite fit.
Yeah, I'd like to just strike the things that we can't do or are inappropriate, obviously, and get a policy passed.
It's just for,
We could just-
Well, is there an urgency to getting it done now versus like the first meeting in January? I mean, I see
Yeah,
where we
there's
could have,
there's, the way this is
are we having
written,
another meeting in December?
I think we're probably not gonna need another meeting in December. So there is the way that the state legislation is drafted, there's a suggestion that this needs to be in place before the end of the year. And I don't know that it really matters, since we do all these things, we have our own pretty sophisticated policy already, but just to satisfy that tick mark for an auditor, I thought if we could pass something.
Can we pass it subject to an amended, I don't know what the name of that document is?
Subject, okay, how's that?
well, Jim was anxious, he kind of just ripped this off the computer, he didn't, because obviously he has, and he really wanted to revise it to
Yes,
reflect.
absolutely, it
Yeah.
needs to be revised.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And what I don't know is, are there things in here, this kind of off-the-shelf policy that we're adopting that aren't consistent with what we do? I don't know the answer to that, I'm not a tech person.
Personally, unless it's a mandate, if we pass this a week into January versus now and we're doing what they're suggesting we do, and we're already doing it. I mean, I don't wanna put, the city in a tricky situation, but unless there's a way to specifically, like, I don't even want to, just tear out a page or strike this sentence or whatever. I would like to pass it with the complete document attached.
Can we pass it in January retroactive to December 31st?
What's the urgency on this? Like, and why are we
It's
just
an
finding out?
audit, the auditor's
Some of the
auditor's
state
requirement.
legislation
Well,
just
but when
recently-
did the state start requiring this? Was it
Very
in
recent.
December?
Sometime recently.
I'd
I
like
don't,
to-
I never knew about it till this popped up. I
Well,
think it's a recent phenomenon of the state legislature.
like, I'm not comfortable passing
We won't
something
pass
that's not.
That's fine, I'm not,
Yeah.
I put it out on the table, if you're not comfortable with it.
I mean,
that's fine.
everybody else may be. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
there are that many questions about.
I'd rather
Do
have
we need it?
Jim take a shot at it, because even things like we'll conduct an annual comprehensive cyber, I guess that's in the future, so. I just don't know what else might be in here that we're not doing.
I'm just looking at the ordinance itself, if we
These are
can
things
tune
that
up
we
the
need to pass
ordinance.
this calendar year.
Is that right?
That's my understanding from talking to legal counsel, that we had to have something in place by the end of the year. As the mayor mentioned, I think it's something we can always adjust. So we can come back.
So we have to have an ordinance, or we have to have a policy, because it sounds like we have like a structure in place that's actually doing this, right? Is
As a
it
matter
just-
of practice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
do you know what's
I
required?
believe it's formally adopt, which is why
Okay.
he gave us legislation
Yeah.
as opposed to me just saying, hey, this is what we're gonna
Yeah.
do.
This is the 2-minute warning.
How about this? How about this? If in section 1, we say, and this is in part, that the Pepper Pike Cybersecurity Program, as currently practiced through the procedures of the city, are hereby adopted, something like that. And then the rest of it will just flow, and we can just, tune it up with something else later. How's
Sounds good.
that?
That's good with me.
Okay.
I'll move that.
All right, the Pepper Pike.
Well, just, Rick, if you're gonna do that, then the whereas clause needs to say, well, Pepper Pike has been operating under, so it's stating the fact. And
Yes, instead of, and has been operating pursuant to programming and procedures for cybersecurity. And then down to section 1, that the Pepper Pike cybersecurity is currently practiced. Is adopted. Get rid of the word program, but the current Pepper Pike cybersecurity is currently practiced, is adopted as the city's program. There. All right, so the first paragraph, whereas, would read,
look at the heading though, Rick, just establishing.
yeah, I think that's, I
Well, an ordinance recognizing,
think establishing, because that's what this is doing, formally establishing our policies, procedures are already before. So I think that establishes it. But the first whereas would then read, and has been operating pursuant to programming and procedures for cybersecurity. And then the section 1 can simply say that the Pepper Pike cybersecurity as currently practiced is adopted as the city's program. not necessarily party, but put something on the,
Good enough.
we can tune it up next year.
I clean it up next.
Okay,
Okay, so what-
Suspend.
I move what you said.
okay, so as amended, we have a motion for the adoption of
We need to
2025-26.
suspend first.
We're gonna need to suspend. Is there a motion to suspend?
Someone.
Okay, roll call, please.
Mr. Knoll?
Yes.
Ms. Atrach?
No.
Ms. Or Ms. Golden?
Yes.
Mr. Lemay?
Yes.
Mr.
Yes.
Gentili? Dr. Wellman?
The motion to adopt as amended ordinance 2025-26.
Someone.
Second.
Mr. Knoll?
Yes.
Ms. Atrach?
No.
Ms. Golden?
Yes.
Mr. Lemay?
Yes.
Mr. Gentili?
Yes.
Dr. Wellman?
And your has to.
Has to.
I didn't give you the real deadline because I knew this would happen.
You said 15 minutes and you went 20, so I appreciate it. 1, 2, 3, 4. So actually, like 4. Wow.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays.
Happy holidays.
Happy holiday. Next, we have no committees, and we have one department head. Peter, you want to tell us anything or not? You're good.
No, I'm good, thank you. I appreciate everybody coming out tonight, during the holidays. Thank you, and the people here in the audience and the community. Thank you.
Okay. Next, we have me. All right, well, I think there does not seem to be a necessity for our scheduled meetings. I think we've done what we need to do to end our year by adoption of those first two ordinance 23 and 24.
You want to keep it on the books just in case, or?
Cancel it now.
Did we have an official meeting this
Yes, we
month?
did.
So it's only the second meeting on the 23rd we're canceling.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Are you canceling that
Why
now?
don't we cancel it now? We can always schedule a special meeting as we move.
Sometimes you keep it up and just in case.
Today's tough.
All right, we'll keep it open. All right, it's fine. We'll keep it
It's
open.
unlikely, I think.
All
at
we
this
have to do
point.
is, it's easier to send out a notice canceling it than to reschedule the whole meeting. So, we'll leave it open. That gets us to the end. I want to thank our departing council members for their service. I want to pay a particular note of Mr. Newell, who I was able to come back tonight, who has served this council for 16 years and 8 years before that on the planning commission. That is 24 years of his life that he has given to the city. Thank you, sir.
I would just like to say that I thoroughly enjoyed the experience and got to meet a lot of, a couple of really dedicated mayors, a lot of great city employees, appreciate the residents and their support over all these years. And I just want to say one thing, that unless you've sat in the chair, you don't really know what it's like. And I am very glad to have sat in the chair and experienced.
We are going to have to find someone new for Sheila to call in the middle of the day. Say, can you come over and turn on the audio visual because we can't get it to go. So hopefully we'll have a brand new system. I had a call from one of the gentlemen we were discussing things with, and we'll get him in here. And we recognize his passing the torch, and just want to make sure that his name stayed familiar and that he was here to help if we find that need. So thank you for that effort. And like I said, thanks to Dr. Ron left, so I can't thank her. But for anyone who contributes their time and effort to the city, that is always something we can appreciate. I wish everybody a very happy holiday season. Happy Hanukkah. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. If we don't see each other again before the clock turns. Scarlett lost her first tooth today, so everything's better. I pass it on to council.
I'd like to say something. So, I wanted to express my gratitude. I've been honored and proud to serve our community for the past 4 years. During my tenure, we accomplished a lot. A few of the highlights included necessary infrastructure upgrades, installation of the Gates Boulevard Trail, increased opportunities for our residents to become involved through the establishment of new committees. We conducted a review of our charter, which was long overdue, highlighting issues and updates that should still be addressed. We increased our safety forces and added walkways to main thoroughfares in the city. All this was accomplished while being fiscally conservative and recognizing that Pepper Pike is not always in the strong financial position we are today. Our healthy reserve provided to us by our taxpayers is a result of frugal and thoughtful fiscal management, not only by the current council, but by councils before us. This didn't happen by accident. There were sacrifices made and cuts that led to the position that we're in. I'm saying this to remind us of where we've been and to inform and remind the newly elected members of council, some of which haven't lived here very long and were residents at the time of our financial crisis, to please be mindful and diligent. Pepper Pike witnessed changes to the estate tax just over a decade ago, changes that were outside of our control and which impacted us. Hearing some of the talk down state, there could be those changes coming again. I urge you to please be considerate of these matters. For the future, I'm hopeful that the administration may choose collaboration over resistance, follow the processes we've asked for, and work hard to be put in place. That there will be better organizations and it will be better organized and choose to improve communication with everyone, including our residents, for increased understanding and transparency. Again, I've been honored to serve as your councilwoman. I cherish the relationships I've built during my term with many residents, some of who I did not know and some of who I literally grew up with. I especially want to thank my colleagues, Tony and Jim. I appreciate your friendships and your professionalism. You are true gentlemen. And I wish Kathy and Melanie the best in their future endeavors. I have enjoyed working with them. I'd also like to thank Sheila, Becky, our police and fire chiefs, their departments, our service department, and all the other department heads. It's really been a pleasure working with all of you. Happy holidays to everyone. And I look forward to 2026, spending lots of time with my wonderful family and cheering alongside my supportive husband for our beautiful volleyball playing daughter. So thank you everyone for listening and your time, and hopefully I've brought some good to the city.
All right, anyone else in the council? Any audience comments, and we'll get out of here. Not hearing anything, I, again, my best wishes to everybody, and thanks for all your participation throughout the year. I welcome our new council members who are with us tonight, and or if we're going to be online. We'll make that better too. So anyway, have a good evening, everybody.
This woman from